Мы встретимся. Встретились.
We scheduled an appointment at the Hotel Moskva. Gary was staying there.
Гарри жил.
I asked him, Gary, why is everything going this way? Why are you losing? What's your feeling about this? He answered, together with his mum, we didn't know he was so strong. We underestimated him. The game is over, he said. I'm going to lose it. Surely I'm going to lose it. But I hope to make it last a little bit longer. Because if not, it'll be a real shame for me. And I tell him, with 5-0, you want to quit? He answers yes. So I say to him, well, at 5, I start to help you. You won't lose the game. I'm not saying you're going to win. I say you won't lose. When I'm in that room, it'll be a tough atmosphere for Karpov. He'll have a hard time playing.
Meanwhile, Karpov patiently waited for his impulsive challenger to make a mistake. It was the 27th round. Karpov was now leading 5-0. Kasparov was no longer seeking victory, but just to restore his honor.
Besides, Karpov was particularly under pressure. His team and his supporters were telling him, "So Tolik, can't you finish him off?" He was obsessed. He wanted to win 6-0 because he knew that with his southern disposition, Kasparov would not be able to survive after the humiliation of having lost. And he said, "There will be a 6-0, I go on. He's going to lose by himself. I'm not moving a little finger."
Kasparov's strategy of gaining time and playing games to a tie began to bear fruit. Like a boxer on the ropes, he protected himself and let the champion slowly wear himself out.
If I had won the 31st part, the game would have ended with a score of 6-0. I didn't win it and I lost the 32nd. As you say in soccer, you score a goal or you let in a goal.
Thunderbolt in the pillar room. Kasparov finally won a round. After that, Karpov, dazed, endured 2 months of tied matches, and then the unthinkable happened. Kasparov won 2 rounds in a row. Now the score stood at 5-3. In February, after 6 months of heated battle, Karpov had lost 10 kilos and was groggy.
I was playing better and better, while he was losing his self-confidence. And I think this led to an uncontrollable game. That's why the Soviet sport nomenclature decided to stop the game. They didn't really know how it would end. The outcome wasn't clear. They saw that Karpov was getting tired and thought that anything could happen at that point. As for me, I was rather encouraged.
Maak kennis met Claire. Ze gebruikt als
Bomanis, a Filipino well-versed in greasing palms and manipulation, was chosen to announce this fact in a press conference with the 2 players present. That is when Kasparov decided to climb on the stage.
Your decision is a joke. It is a farce. The match must go on. Everyone knows I can win it. And those who interrupted the championship have deprived...
For the first time in the USSR, an athlete publicly rebelled against the system.
In the USSR, to publicly oppose the authorities' decisions was inconceivable. So making that declaration on stage turned the chess player I was into a politician. Because the system could not afford for that kind of statement to happen. I was lucky. I was in the right place at the right time. Because in another era, it would have been sheer suicide. I didn't think about all that. Today, I can say that day and those moments made a different man out of me.
Of course, the situation was seen differently in the Karpov camp. They accused Kasparov's supporters of setting up this manipulation.
In fact, it was Kasparov who wanted to interrupt the game. With the score of 5-3, he was scared. It's an open secret that during the Soviet period, the sports committee was not independent. It was answerable to the Central Committee of the Communist Party.
Decisions were made at the level of the Politburo, or Aliev, which officially supervised science, sports, medicine, and all humanitarian fields at that time. And if Aliev gave an order, how could a Gromov, or anybody else, contest it? The Federation could take decisions only when no order had come from above. And if there was an order, the Federation had no say.
Caught between protests from both sides, Campomanes hastily organized a meeting between the two players. Karpov first refused to sign the papers stopping the match, then yielded to the officials' insistence.
Karpov is a man who is very law-abiding, and that's another important point. He respects authority. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's how he is. Apparently, that's how they won their case, by pressuring him.
Karpov wanted to stop, and after Kasparov refused to sign, he started to shout louder and louder every day that his victory had been stolen from him, and that he was ready to start the match over the next day.
So more than one person said there is no winner. What does it mean, no winner with a score of 5-3? But Kasparov obtained the right to not go through selection competitions. If I had beaten him, he would have had to go through all tournaments, and he would have confronted me not 1 year later, but 3 years later.
After the first match was cancelled without a winner, a new final was planned in Moscow once again. It was to take place 7 months later. Meanwhile, the political situation had changed in the USSR. The doddering Chernenko, successor to Brezhnev and Andropov, died on March 10, 1985. 54-year-old Mikhail Gorbachev succeeded him. Soon, perestroika would become the regime's new doctrine. At the time, Garry Kasparov was the rebel in the eyes of the world.